Hey guys, so we're going to jump in for a video post round 7 here. I'm not going to be going, you'll be able to see my results, but as you know, this is not going to be a weekly review video by the title. So basically, we're just going to go through, we're just going to analyse all the teams, and just say what's changed since all those videos leading up to round 1 and how you could look at like the teams when putting in your tips. So we're just going to start off with the Panthers. Obviously, since those videos before round 1, not much has changed. You can expect to be able to tip them every week. Depending on certain key players like Cleary or someone that's out, even then you could still probably tip them over any team. But I feel like the only possible contenders is Storm, and that's about it really, to be honest. What do you reckon? I think there's even a chance it might just be Panthers Storm again this year in the grand final. See how it goes. Newcastle, you could take a chance with them, I think. Yeah, they're a good team, but I don't feel like they're going to win many games. They're not going to have any. They're not going to surprise us much this year in the way of like beating teams like, well, we'll say the Panthers, Storm, Roosters. We got to talk about Roosters a bit in this video as well. So yeah, you can tip Newcastle over teams like Broncos, Bulldogs, Cowboys, etc. But that's about it. I wouldn't be jumping at them too much over many teams. Titans, you can expect to tip them against. You could say you could feel confident tipping them against the majority of teams in the bottom 8. I'd tip Manly over them, to be honest. This like Manly going really well. We'll talk about Manly a fair bit as well. But yeah, Titans, they're not a team that are going to beat too many of the top 8 teams. Despite being in the top 8, I don't feel like they're going to. But I feel like you can be confident tipping them against some of the better teams that are more towards the bottom, like Sharks, Warriors, like teams like that. Rabbitohs, they're a top 4 team this year, 100%. Minimum top 6. You can tip them over most teams in the comp. Just probably not any teams that are like higher than them on the ladder, I'd say. Depending on what happens, like I feel like you could probably tip them over most teams. Like you could tip them over teams like Parramatta, even though they're second, you could tip them over like Canberra, Roosters, I'd say, Dragons easily. Yeah, the 2 teams I wouldn't be tipping them over at all is Penrith or Storm. But yeah, that's it for the Rabbitohs. Eels again, they're a bit similar to Knights. Just slightly better. Like you could probably tip them over teams like Sharks as well, like Sharks and Warriors and that. But just tipping them again, teams like Knights and Eels, the teams you'd be able to tip over teams towards the bottom 16, like towards the bottom of the ladder. So yeah, that's about it for them. Brisbane, I wouldn't be tipping them over anyone. Yeah, I'd be tipping against Brisbane no matter what at this stage. We'll see how they go, but yeah, I was not sure. Well, with the inclusion of Danny Levi, I'm not quite sure what their plan is there, but to give Turpin, who's been a key playmaker this year, only 41 minutes, I don't know what they're trying there. Sharks, they're a team I wouldn't be tipping over many. You could possibly get away, like they are a team that can surprise us, so you could maybe get away with getting lucky on a team like Canberra or even Roosters at this stage. You could get lucky on. But yeah, you could tip them over those real bottom teams like Bulldogs, Cowboys, or Bulldogs, Broncos, Tigers. Tigers, yeah, similar to Broncos, wouldn't be tipping them over anyone at all, to be honest. Like there's not too many teams I'll tip them over. Manly, I feel like personally, I think they're a top 8 team. With Tommy Turbo, they're a top 8 team. So you can feel confident tipping them over teams like Newcastle, Titans, Canberra, like Parramatta, I think. Oh, maybe not Parramatta, maybe leave it, see how it goes with Parramatta, but you can definitely be looking to tip them over a fair few teams now. Like teams like, you can tip them over Dragons, maybe, if you feel depending on how the team let's go. But yeah, that's about it for Manly. Roosters, I'm not sure what's going on. personally, anyone, like, there's just not, I don't see who they're, like, I just, against a team having a good game against them, I just can't see them winning. Like, yeah, they're a good side, but they haven't been able to put on a good performance against any team that's been having a good game. Like Dragons, they played poorly on the weekend, which is, and as shown in the results, like 34-10. But it just seems like that's their best this year, just beating those teams that aren't having a good game, and they've been pretty lucky in that way. At the start of the season, like they haven't had too much challenge. Really, if you look back at the other 6 rounds. But yeah, I wouldn't be looking to tip them over teams like Rabbitohs, of course Penrith Storm, and possibly not Parramatta. Like if you're really trying to get ahead, and you get lucky with that. But yeah, we move on to Dragons. Dragons are a good team. That's just about it. Really. They're just good. They're not the best. They're not the worst. They're just that mid-range standard team, like that 8, like about that 7th to 10th, say 7 to 11th this year. I could see them finishing, depending on how they keep going. If they keep going the way they did on the weekend, then you could see them finishing in the bottom 12, like 12 or lower, but like maybe 12, 13, 14 even, if they play like how they did against the Roosters. But yeah, they're a team you could feel confident tipping over Warriors, like Raiders, Sharks, and like Knights, and possibly Gold Coast. But that's about it with them. Melbourne, you tip them over every team against Panthers. That's literally all I've got to say with them. Warriors. They're a team that I'd say they're the team that surprised us most. Especially if you look off last year, like there was games that they just beat the Panthers, Storm, Roosters like that. You can't guess it with Warriors. You kind of you can only tip them against the teams that you're sure they're going to beat, like a Cowboys, Tigers, Broncos, Bulldogs, like those type of teams that you feel fairly confident they're going to win in. But that's about it really. Like you can't go for them. Like you could maybe against a team like Roosters, or even Melbourne and Panthers, you could just go with the chance, like maybe that 5% chance that we all see, that becomes like the 75% chance of winning when the game starts. Like you can't guess it with them, and they're a really tricky team to tip. And to get that 8 out of 8 score each week, like they make it really hard, don't they? Yeah, that's about it. So this video has just been a bit of an update on how we're looking at tipping the teams, like just what they've been like, and how they've been playing this season. So tell me if you enjoyed that. I might do this a bit later on in the season, like we could say like around 15 or so. But yeah, that's about it, and I'll see you guys in the NRL news video. Alright, bye.